What's up, cows? It's your favorite vamp cow back at it again with another React Andy. This time round, more news on our favorite political strummer, Hasan Patcher. I'm very excited to see what our favorite boy has been doing today. We have this awesome pic of him in a pink dress. Yeah, that's cool and everything, but what about the maid outfit? I want to see Hasan Patcher in the maid outfit. Where's the maid outfit? I gooned to the maid outfit. Anyways, let's just jump into it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So it's been a very rough couple of days for our favorite champagne socialist, Hasan Patcher. Whether it's on social media or even in the mainstream media, he is getting absolutely pounded from...
Oh yeah, is this about that one guy who, is this about the politician that is like publicly endorsing Hasan Patcher, and then for whatever reason, all the other Marxists are saying he can't do that yet, and then bro's just still refusing, and apparently his chances went from 88% chance to win like whatever race he was doing. Now it's like a 48, I think. Imagine losing a whole 40% of like winning just because you are aligned with this guy. But who knows how long that will be for? I don't know, man. I think when this guy is like 40 or 50, I think he's just gonna be like preaching for long enough that people accept him. That's like my game theory. But man, it would be really funny if that's not what happens, and instead everyone in the entire world just rejects him, except for terrorists
from every direction. Now, we know when it comes to Hasan, the thing he wants more than anything in life,
attention, especially from daddy, because he probably never got enough of it,
is to be taken seriously as a political pundit.
That's the same thing, but I really don't think anyone's gonna ever see that. I mean, why if he really wants to be taken seriously, why isn't he trying to run in California? Come on, man. He's if he says he's Muslim, and if he truly is, surely he would win in Cali.
Now, he's gotten his wish, but not the way that he expected. With his involvement in the Senate race for Michigan, he has been used as a black eye on anyone connected to him, including the Democratic candidate for this race, who is now being pushed to denounce Hasan, given all of Hasan's heinous comments over the years. And during all of this, another absolute banger drop from Hasan Patcher. A clip from years ago has resurfaced where he is talking about destroying the white race. Now, in protest of that, to counter the very...
Wait a minute, I thought you were a Muslim, Hasan. What? Hold on. Let's bring up our funny little AI here. Has Hasan Patcher said that he is a Muslim on stream? ? Which is it? Are you Muslim or are you white? Are you Turkish or are you white or are you Muslim? Well, let's see what these three different thingies say. All right, let's see. Hasan Patcher repeatedly discusses his religious background, identity in stream and in podcast appearances. He stated that he is non-practicing and identifies as culturally Muslim, having been raised in Turkey. He frequently clarifies that while he was raised in a Muslim household and shares a cultural connection to Islam, he is not religiously observant or practicing. So what is it then? What? Okay, you know what? Let's see what Grok says. Oh, Grok still... Yes, Hasan Patcher is frequently identified as Muslim on stream. Oh, and here we have 69 different sources. All right, let's see. Even ChatGPT's calling you out, man. You know it's bad when even ChatGPT is like, he's described as Muslim, even though he's not practicing. Well, how exactly can you be culturally Muslim? That doesn't make sense. The answer is yes. Has he explicitly said on live stream, I am Muslim? He definitely has, but okay. I am white, but he's also Muslim. So I don't know which is it, man. Are you a white person? that is practicing the Muslim religion, but he just says he doesn't practice. But those three different things said he doesn't practice the Muslim religion. So that can only mean one other thing. You have to identify as Muslim, like your race. But he's also saying he's white. You see, this is the great thing about Hasan Patcher. He loves to race swap. When you're playing Call of Duty or like Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, and you're getting absolutely dunked on, but you want to like get the winner's bonus, and you just so happen to see that the enemy team has like a couple less players for whatever reason, so you swap over because they're currently winning. And that's like what Hasan Patcher does on like a daily basis. He just constantly presses switch teams to be quote unquote winning in the game,
the clear
but in real life.
He said years ago. He says he is now white. Yes, Schrodinger's Turk strikes again, ladies and gentlemen.
He's white, but he was also born in Turkey. But he's also Muslim. But he doesn't practice the Muslim religion. I love it.
And with all the negative coverage he's getting, Hasan rallied the troop, all of his sycophantic cult members.
I thought it was sycophants, not sycophants, but go off, I guess.
Go and combat the narrative.
Hold on, let's look that up too. How do you say it? I will never live this down.
Sycophant.
Sycophant. It's not sycophant. It's sycophant. Cro-Magnon moment.
Of the mainstream media who is...
You are not immune to criticism, even though I watch you, Daddy.
...evil and doing everything to make him look bad with out-of-context quotes. And what did Hasan do next after that? Oh, he paid the mainstream media to write another puff piece about him.
As you always should, when in doubt, pay to win it out. Listen, like 300 Minecraft YouTubers have done it before, where they prove that paying to win is always the best route to gain respect in the Minecraft server. No cap.
Titled, Why
It always works, trust. People totally don't notice.
Why is everyone scared of Hasan Patcher? Well, nobody's scared of Hasan Patcher.
Yeah, no one's scared of you. I mean, people are scared of your fans and the fact that you throw your fans around. I mean, I guess that's like the only thing intimidating. People aren't really scared of you in the way that you just threaten people's lives by bullying and doxing, or, well, you don't dox. Well, actually, no, you have doxed. He has. I can't quite remember who, but there's at least one time where he has doxed somebody. Oh, yeah, who was? I can't even remember. He basically doxed somebody because he looked up their name, and then he just constantly said apparently where they lived was publicly available information, but he just kept repeating that like 3 or 4 times. That's actually still doxing, because you are platforming where somebody lives. And also, obviously, if you're a platform where someone lives, there's no positive reason for it.
Except his dog, Kaya. But again, let's get some context before we get into the new stuff here. So, we talked about this in my...
Yeah, people really aren't afraid of you, buddy. But more than anything, we just kind of like... We just don't like your audience. We think your audience is trash.
Previous video about Hasan.
I mean, he's also trash, but, that's about it. There's nothing actually intimidating about the guy himself. He has, like, zero emotion.
He has had a very close relationship with the Democrat candidate for the Michigan Senate position, Abdul El-Sayed. And, of course, he's a fake champagne socialist who also has supported terrorist groups like...
And that's why they get along so good. Why is Hasan Patcher's, like, hand so small in comparison to that guy? That's so strange.
The Muslim Brotherhood, so him and Hasan are 2 peas in a pod. But of course, because of Hasan's very lightning rod nature, anybody associated with him is pressed to denounce him, and this candidate has completely dodged any direct denouncement of Hasan, and even other Democrat leaders like John Fetterman. He has stated that if he was a Republican, he would take out $20 million of ads just to show this campaigning with Hasan Patcher, because it's that bad of a connection.
Yeah, but will he, though? Is he actually gonna, or is he all talk? Has he done that?
But don't worry, Mr. Patcher.
I mean, there's a big game theory that people actually do want to accept this guy, but, the world's not ready for him yet. So they gotta, like, they first have to denounce him. But then they're, like, they're him behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying?
As a response to everything going on. His first real attempt was to say, "Judge me by my enemies," pointing out
that's literally what he says, and then literally everybody in the entire... Anybody Everybody on the planet that does not support terrorism is his enemy. Judge me by my enemies. Okay, bro, you have like 800 million. A lot of them did, hate you for the exact same reason. So go off, I guess.
Who is denouncing El Said for this connection to Hasan Patcher. And of course, when he says, judge me by my enemies, we know who he's talking about, right, ladies and gentlemen?
Kaya.
But on top of that, you don't have to judge him.
Number one, Hasan Patcher, in his own words, top 5 most controversial statements. America deserved 9/11. I'm saying it. Game end them. Game end those game end those trucks, and game end those trucks in the streets. Let the streets soak in their. You gotta love how he loves to preach how smart he is, but yet I swear he can't ever say a single sentence without just saying the word fuck. Like, I would prefer not to say the word fuck like 3 times in a matter of 10 seconds. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would game into Rick Scott. But how would that help? Mao Zedong is one of the great leaders of the world. I would and never will criticize Mao Zedong, he says. Hamas is 1,000 times better than Israel. Okay, buddy. I thought you were trying to appeal to, like, the lefties, which, there's a lot of gay people there, a lot of lesbians there, a lot of trans people there. Hamas would not accept those people if they took over the country tomorrow. You know who'd be the first to go? I don't think I have to say who. I'm pretty sure I'm applying it pretty well.
By his enemies, you can judge Hasan by...
The only time he actually never drops an F-bomb is when he talks about game ending somebody, or he's praising, like, Mao Zedong, or Hamas, or any form of terrorism. Basically, anytime he's talking about communism or terrorism, he's just like, yeah, man, 13 plus stream. Anytime it's anything else, yeah, man, just game at those people, game at those people, game at those people. French Revolution, game at those people.
His own words. Here's just a small snapshot of his direct quotes. These are not in any way paraphrased. These are his direct quotes, which I think is very funny to bring these up because number 3, talking about if you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would off Rick Scott. Now, of course, that is a direct quote. And to make the record very clear, this is it. We'll play it really quick so there is no confusion here.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, and how would that help, man? Okay, college boy.
Okay, so there is no question that's exactly what he said. Now, Hasan, on August 7th, was saying that prominent MAGA people are trying to actively put a hit out against him, coming from...
Proof? Why didn't you quote retweet that? One of these days, Hasan Patcher is going to talk shit to the wrong person, and then I'm going to make that person a give, send, go. No, that's just... Have you not, like, said the same thing, man? I mean, it's happened a gazillion times where people have gamed another person and then just a GoFundMe. That's not a call to violence. That's just, I don't know, a thing that happens, and you can judge those things on a case-by-case basis. Like Carmelo Anthony, bro game ended a white boy because the white boy pushed him a little, like maybe a couple inches. Game ended, bro, and now he got like $500,000, and he's not even serving life in prison. He's only getting, like, 22 years, I think? So disappointing. He should have just been game ended.
A guy who's constantly making calls for political violence, and in the case of Rick Scott, a very direct one. But now, Hasan...
But then, have people be like, oh, guys, but death penalty bad. What if it's the wrong person? Yeah, man, there was 17 witnesses that said this guy literally did it for no good reason. Yeah, all right. I highly doubt that 17 people are lying about the exact same thing.
Is trying to gaslight his own audience and completely change his words to make it seem like he wasn't making a call to violence.
Now, of course, will liberal media turn around and make a big deal out of Laura Loomer, who's in and out of the White House, actively trying to hire a hitman against...
Fun fact, apparently Mr. Does he have like a face filter on here? Why does he look so like ugly and plastic? Did he watch like the Barbie movie recently and he was just like, I want to look like Ken, and now he's trying to look like Ken? I was gonna say, apparently he actually started to do the suit and tie gimmick after Nick Fuentes started blowing up, and supposedly, according to Nick Fuentes, he was copying his attire by the day, because apparently Nick Fuentes had like 7 different like suit and tie combos and shirts, and supposedly that's what's Hasan Patcher doing. I don't know how true that is though. I didn't look into it. Just a side note, footnote if you will.
A prominent critic of Israel, a prominent leftist? No, of course not.
Dude, turn down the sharpness in your camera. You look so weird. You don't even look like real. This looks AI generated. Is that the point? This is supposed to make people believe this is AI generated. That actually would not be a terrible idea, but we can all tell it's not, because bro has bro has all his things in the bottom right corner. I'm blocking all of those. But am I blocking all of those? You can't see those because my thingy. Hold on, you know what? Let me just exit out. It's right there. That's how we know this is an AI. Bro has every single like one of his platforms. That's how we know this is real.
Why are you being hysterical about the Loomer thing? It's not that much different than the Rick Scott bit. I think you have a very different understanding of how language.
The Rick Scott bit. These people are hopeless.
Which is used in this circumstance. Me saying if Republicans were serious about, if the Republican Party, including Mike Johnson, were serious about Medicare fraud, they would punish Rick Scott. Okay?
Punish. Hold on. What time step are we? 5:08. Let's go back a little bit. We're done. We were at 5:08. Where were we? If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would game in Rick Scott. Okay, buddy. Yeah. All right, buddy.
Saying if Republicans were serious about, if the Republican Party, including Mike Johnson, were serious about Medicare fraud, they would punish Rick Scott. Okay?
They would punish Rick Scott. No, there's a difference between punishing and just saying to game in some guy, but go off, I guess.
Using like that, the underlying sentiment behind that is punishing Rick Scott. It's a conversation about the Republican hypocrisy and how much they lie.
Yeah.
He really is the real-life Brian Griffin. Guys, you don't understand his political wits. When he says stuff like that, it's very nuanced, and even if you hear certain words...
Yeah, guys, he's just exaggerating. Yeah, man, he's just a political streamer. He's just exaggerating. There's nothing wrong with that. Alex Jones, $2 billion in debt.
Like the one with a K that YouTube doesn't...
Guys, listen, Alex Jones was just exaggerating. There was nothing wrong with that. He actually should, he should be absolved of all the crimes and all the money that he's owed. He was just exaggerating about Sandy Hook. You see how easy it is to turn the tables have?
Really like, you're mishearing it because your intelligence is too low to understand the point that Hasan was trying to make. But of course, there was a resurfaced clip. I'm not even going to play it because it's just disgusting. You can see the actual direct quotes.
I actually don't even know what Alex Jones said about Sandy Hook. I did not pay attention to any of that. I do think it's really corny, though, that he's supposed to, pay back $2 billion to a bunch of, people he's never met. And that's all I know, because he said, something about Sandy Hook. I think he said it was, staged. Yeah, that's kind of rough, but I don't think that's rough enough to basically have to pay every single family involved in that $2 billion.
From him talking about immigrants coming into the country, and he wants them to do so they can F your sisters and daughters and then destroy the white race. Now, of course, Hasan thinks this is just a joke, but people are not laughing because it seems like this is the...
Yeah, when you're a political streamer or your political period, you kind of have to be careful with your jokes. You actually have to phrase them like a joke. Those are just statements, man.
The sort of rhetoric he's been spreading.
That's no different than AMP saying that he was happy that 19 kids drowned during the Texas floodings. Bro said it as a statement with no hint of sarcasm, and then he doubled down without any form of sarcasm or irony in there. you know, at one point, are you supposed to believe it's a joke?
For many years.
And you just believe it's,
that,
you know, it's
many
that
other
guy's speaking his mind.
he's facing right now, he rallied the troops. He called upon all of his
I love how, like, dense this video is. I'm having to pause every, like, 10 seconds. Just because there's so much information. So many tweets about Hasan Patcher.
Employed followers to go out there and push back on the negative propaganda surrounding him in the mainstream media. And
what do you mean? I thought the mainstream media is gassing you up. What about the Huffington Post, where they, like, took a picture of you, like, naked in the bathtub?
And amongst liberals as well. Totally pathetic.
The only thing we have on our side is a people-powered movement.
Is it now?
At least for the time being, will not defend us.
Have corporations ever done that? Oh, and sorry, institutions is different. Have they really ever done that? No, it's called. We have a constitution. Did you know the Constitution starts with "we the people"? So, you know, believing that a government or a corporation or anything involving a conglomerate should be there to help you is already foolish.
That's the unfortunate reality.
No, you're just retarded.
Us. Prominent liberal Democrats in opposition to the Trump administration will not defend us.
Really now? You got one guy that's defending you. Was that enough? Was that not enough? Didn't you also have Zoran Mondani, like, be homies with you until he got elected, and then he disowned you? Was that not good enough?
Federal law enforcement won't defend us. Only we can.
Proof? You got proof for any of that? Especially what you just said? He doesn't. He never does.
And defend us. So it's important for us in this community to push back to the best of our ability. It's important for us to reach out to liberals, right? Who are
how do you want them to do that? Elaborate. There's usually one way that they reach out to other people. Would you like to elaborate how they're supposed to, buddy?
Who might fall victim to this kind of propaganda, especially because the liberal media outlets are also leaning into it.
Wow, I think this is the first time I've actually heard him speak so eloquently. AKA, he just hasn't said the word fuck in like a sentence. That's incredible. I'm so proud of him. He's actually growing. He's learning that just constantly saying, like, just constantly cursing isn't cool.
I have unfortunately made an enemy.
He's detoxing from watching My Toaster is Moist.
Not just of the Republican Party, but also.
I like you, Toaster is Moist. You know, your early videos, I mean, that was kind of the fun. That was kind of fun, but also was really corny.
Of a lot of very powerful people in the Democratic Party as well. And certainly their corporate benefactors, the executives, the big donors that donate to both of these parties. And I welcome their hatred. But I can't go at it alone.
So, what? I'm confused. My brother in Christ, you just said that, you know, the shit's hard, you need help, but you're also okay with getting attacked? Which is it? Make up your mind.
So at some point, we do have to harden our defenses.
This is the average Hasan viewer being activated while watching that stream. They are taking to Twitter and other spaces to fight back against the propaganda. You know, the direct quotes from Hasan himself that he has routinely spewed for years and years. Now, he called upon them to fight the mainstream media's narrative about him. So what would Hasan Patcher do next? Oh, he would pay the mainstream media to make another
Aw, how cute.
puff piece about him. This one is from Rolling Stone, titled, "Why is everyone..."
Guys, I'm getting attacked. This is so sad. Immediately pays a media. Immediately pays the media to give him a news article that he's cool, actually.
Scared of Hasan Patcher. Now, of course,
if they were actually scared of you, if everyone was actually scared of you, I don't think the media would have taken that.
Nobody except for Kaya is afraid of this guy. I mean, watch the lethality of this man's fighting technique right here. I think everyone is...
Why does he look so girly? I actually can't believe that it was him. Did this guy, like, play Grand Theft Auto 5 and he saw the yoga instructor? He's like, I want to be that guy. Bro's literally cosplaying as him. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. GTA 5 yoga instructor. He's literally Fabio. No, sorry, he's literally Fabian. He's literally Fabian. Look, it's... Hold on, can I get a better image? Is there's, I don't know. I think this is kind of perfect, actually. Look at that. Look at that. Fuck. It's the same image. It's actually the same image. And he's just as girly as him.
Really just shaking at the knees, afraid of this guy. But remember, Rolling Stone...
I can't, like, there does not seem to be any force with that. Like, you're just kicking a whole bunch, but you're not putting any force behind it.
Is really just shaking at the knees, afraid...
I'm pretty sure that, like, an obese woman could actually throw a kick better than you, man.
Of this guy. But remember, Rolling Stone is the same publishing department that produced this, literally glorifying a terrorist. So
I will never not believe that the Rolling Stone, like, the news articles did not steal the name from, like, the band The Rolling Stone. I'm pretty, if I remember correctly, the Rolling Stone, the band came first, and then so the article did. Hold on. What came first? The Rolling Stones or the magazine? The band came first. And then the first issue of magazine came out 5 years later. And then supposedly that, let's see, the magazine actually said that the name was inspired by three things: the Muddy Waters song, the band itself, and Bob Dylan's song. Oh, so, wait, hold on. I swear to you, that was not the answer before. I swear there was no, I swear to you. Before, back, like, years ago, they did not. They were saying that was not the case. Now they are? Well, that's still pretty corny. Anyways, though, the fact is that the Rolling Stone magazine, I bet they would not have been as popular had they not stolen the name of an actually, like, half-decent band.
I guess, again, peas in a pod when they're making a puff piece about Hasan Patcher. Now, they had the nerve to post about this on social media, and they're getting absolutely destroyed, and rightfully so. And here's some of the responses. LOL, right-wingers are scared of Hasan Patcher. Literally all of my mutuals. And that is that infamous Sam Hyde quotes. And don't show this to Hasan. He might get very nervous. The guy who always wants to punch the Nazis has been challenged.
Yeah, has been challenged by Tectone, still refuses.
By a guy he called a Nazi to a fight, and he immediately ran away and said he doesn't want to platform someone like that. But with the Rolling Stone article, all you gotta do is play the classic. The 20-minute compilation.
The 20-minute compilation based
of Hasan violating Twitch's TOS, many of which contain threats against sitting US officials, enemies, what have you. And we're not even getting into the terrorist glazing, the very weird comments about R-wording, especially when it comes to October 7th, just heinous stuff. But this article has so many gems in it, unintentionally of course, where Hasan Patcher's mom, who by the way is a landlord, remember the clip about Hasan wanting the streets to run red with the blood of capitalists and landlords and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a little weird, there must be a complex there I guess. But she said this: I'm not in love with China like he is. Yeah, not even his own mother can support the disgusting bootlicking of that communist regime. That is a critical hit, ladies and gentlemen. But
yeah, she worded that nicely, though, so who's to know how actually she truly feels.
The other thing to come out of this article is the photos. I mean, he is...
Hasan Patcher stuns for the Rolling Stone? Who does this guy think he is? Does he think he's like Elvis? What is he doing? Is he trying to do, is that jazz hands? I don't get it. It's so fruity. Like, I get this, I swear, man, I believe that Hasan Patcher should have been, like, born as a woman, because actually everything he does, it's always so gay. Like, this is how a gay man would act. Not a straight man. Maybe that's why he doesn't have kids yet, and he probably never will.
Absolutely stunning, as they say. Hasan Patcher stuns for Rolling Stone. The jokes just write themselves. Hasan Patcher stuns his helpless dog. But we're not done. We have this shot from his $3 million mansion in LA.
He's gonna throw the dog in the pool, and he's gonna put a battery in there. The ultimate shock for Kaya.
Where he is, like, what is this supposed to even be? It just looks absolutely goofy.
Like, this might work for an album cover, but also it's Hasan Patcher, so it would not work for an album cover. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to get here. Like, the saturations, like, I have HDR on my monitor, and The saturation is already turned up by like 200%. Yeah, saturation is already turned up by 200%, so it just looks really weird.
But people are defending this. When people say the loudest socialists always seem to be living the most comfortable capitalist lives ever.
Real.
This person says this pool is tiny.
So what? Who cares that the pool's tiny? Do you have a pool that's built into the ground? Or do you have a pool that is built above ground? Do you know which one's more expensive? If you're too retarded to even know like which one's going to be more expensive, there's no helping you. You're just a Cro-Magnon.
Capitalist lives ever. This person says this pool is tiny. Well, first of all, it's so his head can look normal size, this user says, but it reminds me of the South Park bit. Remember when they were shaming people for downloading music illegally and they're like, oh, well, look at all these celebrities. They have to downsize their private jets now because of people like you. That's exactly what's happening here.
That's so sad. Alexa played SBC 5509. Dude, Linus Tech Tips, he needed that private jet. And it's his employee, he needed that private jet. And that's exactly why he needs to charge $220 for a backpack.
But in a classic move, Hasan Patcher decided to start begging people for Twitch Prime subscriptions. He is...
I thought they took those away.
Struggling, ladies and gentlemen. He needs all the help he can get. And also keep in mind, I know, it's like everything has a second layer to it.
Hasan's old tweets, okay.
Twitch is on the boycott list for those same boycotts all of his sycophants, all of his orbiters, and his fans.
Sorry. I have to do it again to you.
Sycophant.
It's sycophant, bro. It's not sycophants, it's sycophant.
Have all supported because they believe it's funding Israel. And
right.
He just continues to stream on Twitch and beg for Twitch Prime subs. Just something I wanted to mention. But in defense of everything going on with this article, Hasan did the meme. He said, I'm white. Yeah.
And it goes back. It's full circle. He's white, but he was born in Turkey, and he's actually Turkish, but he doesn't say he's Turkish because he says he's white. But he also says he's a Muslim. But he's culturally Muslim because he doesn't religiously practice Muslim, the Muslim religion. But at the same time, though, but what Muslim value does he culturally adhere to? So that would imply that he believes he's actually Muslim. But he's also white. But he's also Turkey. He's transracial. It just depends on the day. It just depends on how he's feeling every day. You know what I'm saying?
His quote about just
more like it actually just depends. Whatever's going to give him more brownie points in the
destroying
internet.
The white race. He's not guilty because he's white. Now, I had a hard time finding the original compilation of him flip-flopping like a racial chameleon, constantly changing from white
oh my gosh,
to brown,
please,
Turkish, whatever he would use
Daddy,
for his
please.
verbiage.
Please,
but I did
Daddy.
find this
Yes.
old clip of XQC
It probably got taken down, actually. That's probably why he can't find the video, because it probably got taken
reacting
down.
to the post while it was still alive. So let's give it a listen.
No, this isn't. White. I am white. I am Muslim, and I'm living in the West. You really hate white people, Jesus? Dude, I am white. I am white. I'm white. Because I am Muslim, I'm Turkish. I am a tall, white, heterosexual male, which puts me in a no marginalized category. Sometimes you can't be talking like that, white baby. See, this is what I mean. First of all, suck my fucking cock, okay? I'm a goddamn Muslim American who gets fucking called a terrorist every fucking day. So which one is he? There's never been a moment where I've said I'm brown. I've always said I'm white. Realize at a certain point that it's because I'm brown.
I'm also black, too. I'm like 3% black. I'm actually Native American. I may look white, but I'm actually Native American, guys. So legally, I'm allowed to say that, I want to. Yeah, I don't think I can actually say what I want to on YouTube. Scalpy. Let's just go with that.
It's usually incredibly racist people.
I'm not directing at anyone, by the way. I just said
who
I'm legally allowed to. I have the Chippewa card, literally.
Between whether I'm white or whether I'm brown. That's out of context? No, it's not. It absolutely is not, dude.
Incredible stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so Hasan Patcher, he's he's like I said, he's transracial. Sometimes he's feeling white, sometimes he's Muslim. But he was born in Turkey. It all depends on how he's feeling. Actually, no, wait, sorry, my bad. He wasn't born in Turkey. He's Turkish, but he was born in America. So technically he's a Turkish American. But at the same time, though, he doesn't adhere to that. He says he's white. But then also sometimes he's Muslim. Again, transracial. You know, it's complicated. It all depends on how he's feeling day by day. Anyways, yeah, this guy's sad. This guy's pathetic. Hopefully, I'm hoping, you know, he wastes his entire life trying to continue the, I don't know, get some form of political motion, and it goes absolutely nowhere. You know, there's always the chance. There's always a chance that it might happen. But that chance is a very, very low. Like, almost zero. But not zero. Anyways, if you liked Rev Says Desu's coverage, you can like, comment, and scribble on the video there. Subscribe if you want to see more reacting to Slap from me. Be sure to give a like if you enjoyed. And of course, comment down below what you thought. Now, see you Vamp Cows next time I feast upon my next victim.